Hey all, it's Linda. Welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'm going to be showing you swatches. I'm going to be reviewing and doing a look with the brand new Melt Cosmetics Gemini II palette. So I did purchase this when they re-released the Gemini 1 palette, the original Gemini palette, and I did purchase these in a bundle. I did a full review on this with a look with swatches comparing this to the original in my video yesterday. That's going to be linked down below. Definitely check out that video if you haven't already after you watch this one, but today's video is all going to be about the Gemini 2. So as I mentioned, we're going to be looking at several things in this video. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to look at the shadows, obviously. We are going to show some swatches. I am going to do a look, and I haven't put this makeup on my face yet. And then I'm going to give you my first impressions. But if this is your first time to my channel, hi, my name is Linda, and I'm a Melt Cosmetics addict. But I am a cruelty-free beauty YouTuber, and I always want to help you decide whether or not makeup, skincare, hair care products are worth your money, whether they're drugstore priced or luxury high-end. I just want you to spend your money wisely. Also, I am doing my very first low-buy year in 2022, where I'm trying to be really careful about what I bring into my collection, bring in things that really only spark joy, that are unique to my collection, and also to use the good stuff that I have, because there was so much stuff in my collection where I was saving it because it was, discontinued or things like that. No, I just want to use the good stuff. So if you're into that, if you like this video as it's going on, I would love if you'd hit the subscribe button and become a part of the Rockstar fam. But let's get right into talking about the Gemini 2. Also, timestamps for everything are going to be down below if there's any specific spot you want to skip to, but let's go ahead and start with the packaging. So the big reason I do want to talk about the packaging is because packaging is one of the big reasons that Melt has said that they re-released the original Gemini palette. I also think several of the shadows were reformulated to be a lot better in this palette, but this one is completely new. So again, on the outside of the packaging, we have this beautiful textured cardboard. And I know that sounds weird to say textured cardboard. It's so beautiful. But we've got these raised roses, and then you've got this multi-chrome foiled Gemini 2 on the front. Also, it does not go unnoticed that the way they formulated the 2 is the Gemini sign. So I really appreciate that. It's just really beautiful and thoughtful packaging. And then the actual palette itself is very similar to Gemini 1 in that you've got, again, these raised roses. It's a little bit hard to see, but there's these metallic elements within the roses, and then that same metallic multi-chrome foil Gemini 2. And then when we look inside, this color story, it's so funny because I am not usually a rose girl, but this color story is so appealing to me. It's like they took roses and grunged them up because, of course, you do have these pale shades down here that aren't even quite pink. This is more peachy and rosy. And then you get into deeper reds and purples. You've got Schmood, which is this metallic, dirty, rusty red. And then you go into this interesting part, which has these nasty ass greens. I know this sounds like I'm insulting it, but really nasty ass green is a compliment for me when it comes to makeup. I just think they complement each other so well. This is such a unique color story to my collection. I'm really excited to have it. So now I want to show you some swatches. I'm going to show you both in studio lighting, and I took it outside to show you in natural light. And then we're going to talk about the swatches a little bit. Okay, so all of these shades swatched absolutely beautifully. I go once in the pan and once on my arm. Now, before I took it outside, I did do an additional swipe and blended it out a little bit, just so it looked a bit more even. Now, I will say, I'm very curious to try this shade, which is LX Queen. I don't know if that's necessarily supposed to be Latinx Queen. I believe it's just LX Queen. This shade I had trouble with. The opacity was very hard to get. When I swiped it with my finger, it was rich and beautiful and stunning, but I would put it on my arm and it would immediately get patchy. I even tried it on different parts of my arm or on my hand, and it just still was a bit patchy. Even when I went over it a second, a third time, it wasn't blending out well for me. Now, swatches are not the way it's going to look on your eye necessarily. I still love doing swatches. I love looking at swatches, but it could perform completely different on the eye than it did on my arm. So I am still excited to try this. Now I want to do a look with these shadows. I have no idea what kind of look I'm gonna do. I need to think about this. Okay, I think I want to do rosy on top with the kind of olivey greens underneath. I'm gonna probably use a ton of these shades today. All right, I'm gonna start with a fluffy brush. This is the Build and Blend by MOTD, and I'm going into Bella. And you see how much it picks up just by tapping it gently in the palette? Whew. This shade I'm going to put, I always like to start with my crease. I swear one of these days I'm gonna start with a different part of my eye, but I always love to start with this outer corner and crease. It might be hard to see, but this shade, while it's very light, it's very pigmented. So I'm just tapping this on at this point. I'm not even swiping it, and it's beautiful. It's a really pretty color just on its own. If you wanted to do a one and done, Bella could be your shade. I need a hand mirror. Oh wait, maybe I'll use my Melt hand mirror with my Melt t-shirt. My Melt Look, I don't judge your life choices, okay? Don't judge mine. Next, I'm going to take Sweetheart, which is a pure pinky rose. This one is, again, very, very pigmented with just a tap in there. And I'm going to put this on the outer corner. This shade is just, it's so funny because in the pan, this looks completely different from Bella. On the eyes, there is not as much of a difference. There still is a difference, but it's very slight. And I do have a touch of Fallout. Oh, but that went away very easily. Now I want the deeper shade. So I'm going into Lovesick, which is just, I mean, it's not quite red. It's just, oh, it's so beautiful though. And for this, I'm gonna look down and I'm gonna be putting this in the outer corner gently and in the crease. Going back in with a little bit of Bella just to blend that out. Now I think I want to take this deep and dark and I want to go in with Schmood, which is one of the most buttery shades I've ever felt. So this is, how do you describe this color? It's a very red-based bronzy color. It's not brown, it's not red, it's not gold, it's all of these things. That is a really, really pretty metallic color. I will say this palette does have a bit of fallout. Normally if I was doing a smoky eye, I would do my foundation and concealer last, but I didn't because I was filming actually, but it's all just wiping right away, which is nice. I thought I was gonna have to take off my concealer and go back in, but no, it's wiping away, so that's cool. All right, and I especially want to try this shade. So this again is LX Queen, and it's a very, very dark burgundy purple. And I want to put this on the outer corner and see how it performs on the eye. See, that deepened things up beautifully and it's not patchy at all. Oh, that's a pretty color. I'm going to take that same color under the eyes because I like it that much. So yeah, I'm not mad about it. And I did go under the eye with the pink. And I remember I said I wanted to go under it with the green. So I am going to take this and I'm going to go back in with a little bit of almond eyes to start. So this is just kind of a grungy green. And I'm going to layer that right on top and smoke it out. All right, I'm going to hop off camera real quick and I'm going to finish this look. I'm going to do mascara, some liner, some lips, and I'll be right back. All right, so here is the finished look. I wanted to keep other things pink, so I put on some pinker blush. I put on some very pink gloss that's all over my teeth. Now here's the thing, I am not usually a pink and reds kind of girl when I do my eye makeup, but this look is such a good blend for me, where it does have that pinky tone to it, of course, but it's definitely got those like smoky, grungier vibes. I feel like it makes my eyes look like insanely blue-green, which my eyes are not blue-green. My first impressions are that this palette is so easy to work with. The colors blend so easily together, and what I think is really cool and unique for my collection about this palette is that there are like 10 different color stories in this one palette. I feel like you could easily just stick to these 3 colors and do this like grungy green kind of vibe. You could stick all the way over here and you could just do this very, very natural, everyday for most people, just light pink vibe. You could go in just with the red. You can go in just with Schmood, which is that beautiful bronzy gold red color. Like, there's so many different color combinations in this palette that you can do so many freaking different looks with it. So I'm actually really happy to have this in my collection. This is the one that for me, I was a little bit nervous about, because while it looks beautiful, I was like, am I going to use this a whole lot? Because I love Melt and everything like that, but I know me when it comes to pink looks. But after seeing this look, like, I love this. I love this. I think it's super smoky. I think it is super, super sexy. I'm still not sure about the lip. Like, I feel like this could almost rock it with like a dark lip too. Should we try a dark lip? Let's try a dark lip. What do we think about a dark lip? I think I like the dark lip even better. I feel like it makes it that much more like grungy and sexy. So this, again, this is one of my favorite lipsticks of all time that I've talked about. It's by the brand Farrah and the color is called Cocoa. Ooh, I think I like it even more. I think it makes me look like ever so slightly dead, but in a fine way. So that's it. That is my review of the Gemini 2 palette by Melt. I want you to let me know in the comments down below, are you thinking of picking up this palette? Now I will say, and forgive me, I did say this in yesterday's video, right now as you're watching this, we have both the Sephora VIB sale happening where you can get 20, 15, or 10% off, and this will be for sale there, so I will have that link down below. But I'm also going to link to Melt's website, because if you use the code SCHMOOD20 before April 11th, you can get 20% off their site and 20% off bundles. So they have a bundle of the Gemini 1 and the Gemini 2 for $100, and then you get 20% off, so it brings it to $80. That brings it to $40 a palette. These are normally $58 a palette, so it's such a huge deal if you are planning on getting both. All those links are going to be down below for you. I really like this look. Like, I keep staring at it. I'm like, ooh, feels kind of fire. Like, I feel a little bit weird because it's a Saturday at 12:21 p.m. It's like, where you going, girl? Nowhere. I am gonna sit in my sweatpants. But that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, I would love if you give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. You can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Those are all GlitterFallout. And as always and forever, you are super freaking rock stars. And I love you so much with my whole heart. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.